Hi there, we're at the historic site of New Lanark. In the wonderful setting of the Clyde Valley. Now, I'll give you a wee look round. Now this site here is actually a factory from Georgian times, and we're not here to see that. We're going to see some of the natural beauty spots just a little bit upstream. Now New Lanark is famous in a historical sense for its well preserved example of the Georgian mill town and factory as well. Now that mill was powered by water, and we'll see the main reason why the mill was situated here. You see behind me the natural force of the River Clyde. Now, that's a small one. We'll go a little bit further upstream and we'll see the more impressive and more famous one. Now just above here, they diverted the water off and moved it down through a lade system just behind that wall and behind those buildings, and that powered, there's a big water wheel down there which powered the mill. But like I said, we're not really here to cover that side of things. I will actually come back later on a better day. A wee bit short for time today due to bad weather earlier on, but we'll press on and move upstream and we'll see the proper falls of Clyde. You really want to see this when the water's proper in flood. Even this little fall here is really impressive thing. We need to just head back up towards the centre of New Lanark to get up onto the top level, which takes you on the path through the woodland. It's a wee offshoot coming off the lake. Nice. Just go up through here and you'll see the entrance to the reserve. There's a wee mark there. Now we are here, and that wee fall there was Dundaff 1. We'll head a bit further upstream to here, Coralin, that's the big one, and then if we've got time we'll head up to the top one, Bonington one. We'll see that, we just need to head up here. that's the actual laid system I was talking about earlier. It's running a wee bit drier now, but just go through here and follow the path, and I'll catch you up soon, folks. Every so often up the path it's punctuated with signs and points of information. Basically pointing out some of the wildlife that you can expect to see, and some historical notes. And you'll see there the peregrine. There's actually a nest site further up, and you walk right past the observation point on the path. I'll show you that when we get there. But yeah. Now also, every so often along the way, you'll see these sort of observation posts down at the water's edge or on top of cliff tops, and you can go down and have a wee closer look. And if you keep your eyes peeled, you'll see a few of these wee chaps, the dippers. They really thrive in these sort of areas. Good hunting grounds for the food source, larvae, etc. But you'll see them flying about. We may even see some today. So this is the uppermost point of the Waterfalls. Downstream there is New Lanark and the first set of falls that we've seen. That there is a man-made dam. You just see the lip off it there. That's what's powering the mill, and beyond that there's a series of probably maybe about a few hundred yards of flat calm water because it's all dammed back. But yeah, even on a gloomy day like today, it's well worth a wee visit. It's even better in spring when you can see all these hillsides, all the woodland flowers come out. It's really rather impressive. Just watch your footing on some of these bits. Give me a quick slide down. We've got this rather nice boardwalk. Running parallel to the pool behind the Mills Dam. There is a higher walk you can take along the top there, ridge, but I like this one a wee bit better. But you can choose your own path. Here's one of the other animals that frequents this area, the badger. Don't know if you can quite see it here, but there's a thin mist just suspended above the water, just below the treetops. And just up here we'll see the power station, which takes water from a dam just above the top falls, the Bonington Falls, and it is piped down into the turbines. One of the other animals that you see if you walk quietly through these woods is the roe deer. Might not see some today because we're talking, but if you walk quietly you do see them, normally in small groups of sort of 3, that's their family group size, a doe and 2 young ones following. The Bonington Power Station, see what they're carrying out, a little bit of work on it. You can see some of the machinery inside. It's a bit of an eyesore, but to be honest with you, it's not the worst of buildings, and you can forgive it a little bit because it is a form of clean energy. This is a big twin large bore pipes. You can see them there, riveted construction, the old way of doing things, and they run all the way up there to the dam, which is above the top falls at Bonington, which is how the power station came to be called Bonington Power Station. But let's keep heading. Rather impressive tree. Really old one. Now this area was really popular with the Victorians as a beauty spot and early tourist attraction. Now we're starting to get to the impressive fall of Coraline. We won't really be able to see it from this point here. We'll need to go up the hill a wee bit and you get a better look. But you'll see the spray coming off the bottom end of it. There's a viewing platform up there. And I believe there's a cave down there which Wallace is meant to have hid in after he killed the sheriff of Lanark. You may recall those scenes from Braveheart. I don't want you to get down there. We used to be able to get down, but I believe it's just in there. It's a wee bit of a steep climb up here, but It's fairly well managed. You've got the stairs. Sort of 50-60 yards, then you get to the viewing platform, and I'll meet you there. Now this is the first level of the viewing platform. There's another one up there. And then there's an old stone built one up the top. That's the original. Coraline. Don't quite get an appreciation of it in a small camera, but it really is a spectacular one. And like the others, you really could see them on a big flood. The Coraline Falls is said to on average carry about 25 tonnes of water per second, which apparently is about 300 bathtubs. That raises by about 10 times to 250 tonnes water per second when it's in spate, and the largest flow on record was in 1994, and that was 575 tonnes per second. Now that's rather impressive. I don't think it's quite doing that today. It's probably more on its sort of average flow today, but nonetheless still beautiful. But it would have been impressive to see it back in its 1994 full flow. Now the Coraline Waterfall was said to be the Clyde's most majestic daughter by Sir John Browning, who lived between 1792 until his death in 1872. The falls are nearly 30 metres high, which is just under 100 foot. And the name Cora may have derived from the 14th century courthouse estate, which is the estate that controlled this area. Its 14th century name of Corox, or possibly for the Celtic Gaelic word for extraordinary. Now Lynn comes from the Scottish Gaelic, and basically that just means waterfall, and sometimes the pool below the waterfall. So that's how the name Coraline possibly came about. Now, as I said earlier about Wallace's cave, there's an image of it there, and it does say up here that please note the cave is inaccessible. And there's a wee bit here about it, about Wallace's cave. You may want to pause the video and have a wee read at that, but that's basically where he's meant to have hid out after he killed Sheriff Hesselrig in Lanark.